anyways, we got these really clean lines here, we got clean lines here. Got the chevrons. You're probably thinking this took me, I mean, as someone who just does it manually, if you're one of those people who just does it manually, I commend you, but I'm not gonna do that. Anyways, sometimes the screen goes blank. As we ascend here, all this, aside from the red and the livery here, all this was done in maybe 5 minutes using a special technique I'm going to show you, using Photoshop, GIMP, any other photo editing program, and the schematic you happen to use for your reference aircraft. However, if you don't have a reference, if you just made up your own design, I will also show you how to do that too. But I will tell you, this only works on flat surfaces. Like this SR-71 is very flat, as you can see, which means I can just look straight down and get pretty good results. Same with the bottom. It's a great plane for this. So it's like the B-2, a Vulcan, a Valkyrie, maybe even a Lancer, maybe, or maybe an A380's wing. That could also work too. Who knows? That's upside down. Whoops. Oh well. These are also custom. I grabbed that off the internet. As we approach Mach 3.2, I will go ahead and get to the editor. Okay, everyone. Here I am in the hangar. Here you can see a little bit more of what's going on. Sorry, my scroll is very slow. Okay. Let's set this to 45 so I can flip the wheel around. Okay, as you can see the bottom, I need to realign the gear probably. I didn't want to, since this is a wing, I can't really put doors on it, so I gotta improvise. Anyways, this is what the bottom looks like. Same story. So let's begin and show you how this works. So first of all, get out of your hangar and change it to gradient. Apply that. Now, if you're using a 4K monitor, that's perfect. If you're not, you should be fine. But it does work better with a 4K monitor or Quad HD, whatever. But deselect it. I'm going to go ahead and save this. But before we begin, let's get our textures in order. So I recommend you go with the Sci-Fi 2 texture, basically on any plane, especially a modern one, because it's just a glitch. Otherwise, it's just gonna look like it was built in a shed. So Sci-Fi 2, Sci-Fi 1, something like that. Just looks a lot more clean. Lower the detail. If you lower the detail, it works a lot better with this method. Just looks a little bit better. Go ahead and paint what you need with that. And then for each part you want this texture to be on, you're gonna wanna, where are you? I always forget where the setting is. There it is. Go to resolution. I recommend you go between 1024 and 4096, but 2048 works well, but I have to go 4096 because this is a very large piece and I have to spread that texture out, all those pixels out along it. So if you have a lot of smaller chunks, the smaller resolutions will work a lot better for you, be a lot quicker. But if you're going to go 4096, you're going to need a lot of processing power, if you don't have a lot of a nice CPU, it's gonna be kind of slow getting that piece on, that decal on. Anyways, next what you're gonna want to do once you get it all set up with all your colors on there, I'm gonna go ahead and go here, erase, file, save as SR71 toot, save. So now all my textures should be there when I click the regular SR71. Now that it's saving. When I said 5 minutes, I meant that's how long it takes to actually apply to the plane. You just have to make the decal though. Okay, that's saved. This is what she looks like, just naked. So everything's kind of muted. A nice dark color. There we go. Don't worry about your windows. That's not going to have any problems. Alright. The bottom still has this texture, but we're not going to worry about that. Okay, next step. Go up to camera, top, orthographic, and try to center it as best you can, as big as you can, and just take a screenshot of what you have there. I would recommend this, honestly. And make sure you keep your lines too, because those can help you out a lot in Photoshop. So take a screenshot, only get what you need, whatever plane you have. This is very important step. If you have a plane that wasn't made using a blueprint, but if you made a blueprint, you can probably skip this step if you want to, but it's still useful. That way you have a nice reference. Because if you made it properly, it should already have been generally lined up. Mine is pretty much lined up with the blueprint, so I'm good. I'll see you in Photoshop. Go ahead and save this somewhere handy. Using F12, by the way. Alrighty, there's one of two ways you can do this. You can either just import your entire here, I'll show you what it is. What I did, I just imported it and cut it in half using crop, because I would like to do the entire decal as one go, but you can't snap to the middle in Flyout, so I have to do mirroring. So, but if you don't care if it's perfectly centered, you can just do the whole thing, by in one chunk. I'm doing it this way. You can do it either way. It don't matter. It's up to you, your computer. I don't care. Okay. Once you get this imported, you're gonna wanna go to your adjustments and just mess with the contrast until it's mostly the same color. Just darkness, saturation, what have you. If you just want an outline, or you can not mess with that if you want to be able to see like nacelles, that kind of thing. It's up to you. Now what you're going to want to do is grab your blueprint. This is the top blueprint, and line it up with the outline of your plane. Make sure everything looks proper. Mine is not perfect. It's my bad, but you get what you get, I guess. And then I did a select by color range, and it made everything look weird. You're just not gonna look like that. But whatever it takes to be able to see the lines well, do that. And then I have a polygon here, it's just black, with this guy on top. This is the bottom. So just once you do that, a good idea is to just grab your schematic. I'm not used to talking like this. Just put your schematic on a layer up top here, and then change your opacity down to like 20%. And then you start drawing with the brush tool. The fun thing about the brush tool is that you can click, press shift, click again, click again, click again, click again, and you can make nice curves like I do in that if you wanted to. You don't have to it's Flyout. Just you can just do it that way. It works. You can also do regular curves. I'm not sure how, but just trace the panel lines, make it line up as much as possible. Give yourself a little bit of space here. Like, don't overlap too much. And then once all said and done, is what you're left with. So just let me get rid of this. I'll do that all for all the views you need to do. It's top, bottom. I don't know if doing it for the side views works, but there is your stamp. Just get rid of view right here, and then you're gonna export it. Quick export as PNG. And then you're gonna put it in wherever, I don't know where you keep your flyout. Sorry, these are just some textures I did, but where I have it, it's in my root folder, my boot drive, under users, me, app data, local low, stone xt, flyout, custom decals. Make sure it's a transparent image, PNG, name it whatever you need to name it, and then throw it in here. Here's some failed while I was developing this method. Here's a couple failed attempts, but this is the bottom. I don't know where the top is. I'm sure it's in there somewhere, but anywho, as we were saying, get rid of this. You can minimize that and go back to Flyout. It should be there. Alright, if you have a plane like mine with a delta wing and a long front, the front of your decal is going to be, the center, sorry, of your decal is going to be here. But that's on your engine cowling. So you're going to want to do something first. Okay. Just find, this will work on anything. Just grab just a regular fuselage, snap it to the front. Go into edit mode, make it square, blend it like that, apply, go to the front, blend, apply, get back, just bring it forward. I'm not going to have anything on the arrow spike, so just do it like that, and then you're done. Okay, grab this guy, just the main fuselage, click copy, and then paste it here. You're probably wondering why you can't just use a fuel tank. It's just more difficult. It doesn't like trying to apply the decal to the fuel tank. I don't think it's able to actually. So now you have more surface. So now go into paint mode. Make sure you're painting everything. By going to paint. Here, I'll scale this down for you. As you can see, I'm painting everything. If I wasn't painting everything, I would just press space on the wing and only that would be painted. This one's part. But if I press space again, everything's being painted. Now, what you're going to want to do is navigate to the decal you created. In my case, it is, which one is it? I believe it's this one. As you can see, it's the complete wrong color. So what I'm going to do is go to this control surface here, this vertical stabilizer, and use this as a sort of scratch paper. I'm going to use V to scale it up. First of all, go to the opacity, see what happens. Don't like it. So I'll go to value, drag it way down. Too much. Drag at the volume again, value. And that looks good to me. So I'll just leave this here. It's all going to be deleted anyways. So go to your orthographic. Just maybe take a screenshot of these values just so you know. Just in case. Go to top. Now, whatever you do, do not press X or Z. You will be crying later. Go ahead and save your file. Sorry for the lag. These are very... Oh, there is saving. Never mind. It's going to be very laggy, but it'll work. Just going to go around like that. And increase the scale all the way. It's not quite there yet, so I'm going to press the V key, press and hold it. Don't press anything else. Don't press X, Z, or X, because here's the angle here. Once that moves out of 0, it'll never go back. No matter how steady a hand you think you have, there's no like angle snapping in this game, so if you leave 0, you're basically screwed until you reload your file. Just do not touch it. Under any circumstances, don't touch angle. As long as your plane is facing up and down when you do this, you're good to go. And then sometimes, I haven't really figured it out, but sometimes normal works better up here. Sometimes normal works better than view. Sometimes view works better, but I'm going to start with normal, see how that goes. As you can see, it already looks pretty good. Just keep adjusting it till it's to your liking. If you would like, you can overlap the front, which is probably something I should have done to begin with. Honestly, it looks a lot better when you do it like that. And I like what that looks like, so I'm going to press down. Just click. It's a little bit on the bright side, but it'll work. So, there we have it. There's the top. It already looks a lot better than my previous version, but we can cross that bridge when we come to it. Now, to fix your scratch paper here, which is a weird name, I know. Go to erase. Go to the circle here. press space on the wing. It should stop being so laggy once you press space. Sometimes the camera will go crazy. Sometimes it's too slow to register a control input as well. That also tends to happen. Okay, there we go. Boom. Just rub it on there. See, that can happen also, but you get the idea. Just, yeah, my mistake was I pressed space on the same part. It switched to everything that I clicked. That was my mistake. But just every time you put something down, just save it. Make a note of your settings here, because there's no undo, as you can tell. But anyways, just, yeah, that's how you do it. I'm gonna go back to my other plane now. These take a long time to save when they're at such a high resolution. I'll probably redo the paint on this one. Mostly because it's such a quick process now. As you can see, it doesn't quite line up here. I should have given it a little bit more finesse, but this is after quite a while of fine-tuning the color. This is done with the same system. Using Photoshop and I took a picture of the top of the plane off the internet and just traced this decal and made it transparent. Just stuck it on there. These are just stickers. This is from a sticker pack as well. This is a circle with a Skunk Works logo in the middle of it. Painting, it's something people over-exemplify the difficulty of. It's not super hard, you just gotta get the hang of it. Now, this is easy compared to something like this. This is very hard. This is multiple iterations. So you start with a base of green, and then you paint the teal, kind of bluish color down here, and then you paint this over here, and then you erase the splotchiness. And then you paint on the gun hole bullet / cannon holes there. And that's how you do that. Painting is not super hard. This is probably the hardest paint scheme. Anyways, well, thanks for watching. I hope that helped. Hope I wasn't a bumbling mess, but that's how you do it. Later.